Welcome. So today we're going to be doing a Attack on Titan tier list for all of the characters, and these do include characters from the manga, so if you're not caught up and you don't want spoilers, then I suggest clicking off this video, because we're going to be talking about spoilers today for the manga. So yeah, we have the S plus tier, the S tier, the A tier, the B tier, the C tier, the D tier, the E tier, and the F tier. S plus being the best, and F being the worst. Now, these are my opinions. I'm rating these off of how much I like the characters, not how good of a character they are. Just a little disclaimer. Starting with Annie, or Ani, however you want to pronounce it. She's a great character. I think because she was absent from the story for a really long time, she kind of missed out on a lot of that development, but she got it back when she returned in the Rumbling arc in this most recent part of the story. So I think she's like an A tier, maybe a B tier. Okay, we'll put her at the B tier. She's really well written, but she's not like one of my favorites. Armin, of course, one of the main characters, part of the main trio. He is an amazing character, but I feel like after the time skip, and when the second half of the story came into play, he lost a little bit of that spark for me. I know he's still really well written and he has a lot of development, but I feel like he just kind of became a little more uninteresting, a little more boring after that time skip. So I'm gonna put him at the B tier because he's still an amazing character. Bertolt, really underrated character. I feel like if we got more of him, I would have liked him a lot more, but unfortunately we didn't get that much of him despite all the flashbacks that we got, so I'm gonna sit him in the C tier. Cole, yeah, E tier. He's not a terrible character. He had potential to be something good, and then he was kind of just wasted, and he wasn't really given that much time to develop either. Kind of stayed the same up until his death, so yeah, kind of wasted potential right there. Connie, really love Connie. He's great, a great character, but C tier because I guess at times he can feel a little empty. Kind of feels like he's just there. I mean, he's a great character, but still, I feel like he needs some more time to. I feel like Connie could be a lot better of a character. Maybe just he needed a little bit more of that development, and he would be up there in the B tier. But I'm putting him down with Bertolt just because it feels like we just don't get all that much of him in like a personal sort of way. I feel like he's just kind of around a lot of the time. He's still a really amazing character though. Don't get me wrong, I love Connie. Dinah, I think this is. She's a cool character, Smiling Titan, Joker Titan, whatever you want to call her pure Titan form. Yeah, she's been around since the beginning technically, but I guess D tier because she's not necessarily wasted potential and she had a good effect on the story, but she just didn't have all that much time in the story as a human, I guess. Eren Kruger, really underrated character. I feel like I'm gonna say that about every single character, but this character is really underrated. He really set a lot of things into motion. So C tier. He's not exactly up. Actually, you know what? Yeah, B tier. And I am gonna change my mind about Connie. I think he's in the B tier as well. I think he definitely deserves B tier. Okay, the man himself, Eren Yeager. S plus. Sorry, it might be a little biased, but Eren is great. He is one of the best protagonists in all of anime and manga, I think. Especially after the time skip, he really developed. Eren took that basic copy and paste shonen protagonist character arc and turned it into something completely different and completely twisted it on its head. A super intriguing character. Yeah, Eren's like definitely all the way up there. It's not because he's the main character. Eren, he is a really great character. I'm actually still gonna put him at B. Maybe. You know, I think he deserves to be a little higher, maybe A. Falco, I love Falco, but at the same time, he's a little uninteresting at times, so sorry, but C tier. Flock. At first I hated Flock. I absolutely hated him, but he had the guts to speak the truth, and I think that's really something to consider. I don't really agree with what he has done, especially after the time skip, but I appreciate how he has fought for his morals this whole time and fought alongside Eren, so definitely D tier. Frida, I'm sorry, D tier again. It's with Dino, like we didn't get enough of them to really be able to appreciate their characters that much, even though they both had really big impacts on the overall story. We just didn't get enough of their individual characters to be able to really grasp that much of their characterization. So Gabby, yeah, this is a sensitive one, okay? Gabby is like, I love Gabby a lot, and I will defend her forever. Gabby was kind of brainwashed by Marley and her whole ideology and, you know, view of the world and the Eldians on Parati. It's all fixed, you know, it's not really correct at all. So it's not her fault that she feels this way, and she eventually does see the truth and come around, and I think that's why she's a really great character. So, but still, because of the character that she's killed, I think C. And also because I don't really think she's better than Falco at times. Grisha, again, another really underrated character. I feel like he's just suffered a lot. Like he's one of those characters that just suffered throughout the whole story. C tier for Grisha. Hanji, one of my favorites. This might be biased, but we're gonna put her at A. Love Hanji. Hannes or Hans, however you want to pronounce his name. Yeah, he was a great character as well. C, just because I don't think he's quite B tier. Historia. Yeah, she was really great. She was a really strong character until the time skip, because then she just kind of didn't get any real screen time, or page time, I guess, which is quite unfortunate, but I guess for her very strong character arc when she was first introduced, I'm gonna put her at B. Jean, yep, great character. Love Jean. Definitely B tier. He deserves to be up with these great characters. Kenny, a really great antagonist. I'm glad we got a lot of his character, unlike these characters over here. We got his backstory and all that. He was a really interesting antagonist, so C tier. Kiyomi, I think her name, I always forget her name, which is probably a bad sign. I'm gonna put her at E just because I don't like her. She's just using Parati for the resources and all that, and she wants to use the rumbling, and yeah, I don't really like her. Lady Tiber. Yeah, she was a really interesting character. It's so sad that she had to leave in only a couple of chapters. She didn't really have time to showcase herself, so E, not because she's a bad character, just because we really got barely anything of her. Levi, you know, the fan favorite. They just made a statue of him at the time of making this. Yeah, great character. I guess we can put him at A. Yeah. I'm not as big of a Levi fan as everybody else, but I think he is a great character. So I'm gonna put him at A. Magath, yeah, I think Magath was kind of empty at first, like not completely empty. He had some good characterization, but he just kind of felt like that, you know, army general until his death, because that scene was really, really heart-wrenching. It really made you understand what he was thinking this whole time and how he was feeling. So C tier for Magath. Porco's brother, what's his name, Marcel, kind of forgettable character. E. I know he has a lot to do with Reiner and his whole character arc, but yeah, we're just gonna put him at E because he was kind of forgettable. Mikasa, automatic A. Great character. I know I'm saying that a lot, but a lot of these are great characters. I guess the only reason Armin is one tier below Mikasa is because he lost it for me after the time skip, so that's why he's there. Onyeka-pan, good character, yeah. Had some good moments, some really good scenes. Again, I guess C tier, yeah. He's not low enough to be D, so C. He's just kind of forgettable at times. Keek is one of my favorites. I feel like she's a really great character and she's really strong, but she kind of lacks. I guess she kind of gets a little forgettable after the War for Parati arc. Like during the Rumbling arc, she's a main player. Yeah, she's an MVP, but she's like kind of just a little bit off to the sidelines. So that's why she's down at B. Pixies. Yeah, Pixies. I think C tier. He was good, a good strong character at the beginning, and then kind of, you know, fell off into his role, and we didn't really get to see that much of him. But he was good for the beginning, like the first couple of arcs. Porco, really, really strong character. You know, he has really strong emotions and motivations. His death was really tragic. Really amazing chapter that his death was in 119. That was one of my personal favorites. I'm gonna put him at B. You know what, maybe C. Yeah, let's put him at C. Reiner, yeah, S tier. Reiner is like one of my favorites. He's one of the most tragic characters in the story. So I'm putting him at S. I hate this guy. He is terrible. He was a good character, but he was terrible, which is why we're putting him at E, because he was just not a likable character. Sasha is, yeah, B tier. Been here since the beginning. Her death was sad. Good thing she's above Gabby too. Keith is, I feel like he was kind of forgettable as well until his death with Magath. So D. He did have his whole character arc where he interacted with Grisha and all that, but still putting him at D. Yuri, kind of forgettable as well. D. Willie, yeah, he had his whole like 5 minutes of fame with the declaration of war and all that. He was a strong leader, so I guess we're putting him at C. He's kind of like a Grisha level character where he had a really good deal of importance, but he just wasn't around for that long. Xavier, is that his name? Mr. Xavier? Zeke's like mentor is forgettable, so D. Yelena, she is really great, strong character. I guess we can put her at C. Ymir Fritz, she was really intriguing, extremely intriguing, until the Rumbling arc. Because now she's just kind of wandering around and she's not really doing much, so I guess that dropped it from a D to an E, just because she's kind of wasted potential now, unless Isayama does something with her in the last chapter, coming out next month, which he'll probably do something really interesting with her, hopefully, and resolve her whole character arc. I don't know if you could count her character arc as done yet, but yeah, the first Ymir, well, technically this is the first mainstream here, but you know, the first one we were introduced to, really great, strong character. I think just because of the lack of time that we were given with her, she's just kind of a little under these guys. So C. Zachary, yeah, unlikable character, for me at least, with his whole weird chairs and stuff. He's being put at E. Zeke, good character. Don't really agree with his ideals and morals and all that.